Your personality is multifaceted and so complex that you aren't even aware of all the aspects of your being. There are many parts of your personality that are unknown to you, but directly control your life, much like how we talked about differentiating the body, ego, and spirit in the previous part. There are things about our personality that we don't even know. To better understand yourself and live in harmony, has to do with coming to terms with all aspects of your being and integrating them into your core self. If you've gone through traumatic incidences during childhood, the mind often represses these emotions during that time until you're out of the situation and can address it. However, the ego steps in to prevent the person from addressing their problems, since it would cause the individual to become vulnerable to relive those incidents again. Yet there is great healing that happens when a person is able to relive those memories again, since it gives them a chance to change how it's affecting them. This is one aspect of integration, since the barrier that was once up is now being lowered and integrated into the person with new ways of coping with the situation. They used to be reminded of the traumatic incidents wherever that they went, and would attract people who would abuse them using the same tactics their abusers used during childhood. But now they have integrated new skills to deal with this and will no longer attract those people or situations to them. This is often a permanent action as long as the person remains strong and sticks to their positive coping mechanisms. However, at times, there can be a regression or a relapse. When this happens, the person lowers themselves partially down to where they used to be, but generally not all the way. The main difference is that they have already learned vital coping mechanisms to get back on track, as opposed to feeling lost. Even if you have not gone through traumatic incidences in the past, there are aspects of your personality that are being hidden from you, often by your ego. You can find this in things and people you hate. Since hate is such a strong word, these things often expose an aspect of yourself that you feel you are not in control of. You hate someone or something else since they have something you don't, or you want to change them to a certain degree, but you cannot. This means you hate what you cannot control or have. In this scenario, you allow someone else to control how you feel instead of just letting it be. You consciously realize you cannot control or even change the situation, yet that doesn't stop you from trying. Despite your repeated failed attempts, you become frustrated and let someone else control you. Oftentimes, this hatred can even come from a deep place within you, such as hatred you have towards what this person reminded you of from the past, or is even a reflection of yourself. A classic example is the bully. They pick on someone else since they feel so low and bad with themselves that their only release is making others around them feel worse than they feel inside. They may pick on someone that has things they want, or what they're hiding deep down. If this sounds like you, then begin to realize what you hate and start to accept it as is. Even better, never use the word hate and say that while you may dislike the action a person takes, deep down, you do not have hatred towards them. This will allow you to better understand yourself and accept all aspects of yourself, even those you have cast aside. To integrate parts of your personality, you must acknowledge the things that are unconscious drivers of your action. Perhaps it was due to trauma or hatred of self or others. Whatever the case is, begin to overcome these obstacles and accept that life is the way it is and you have very little control over others. But you have ultimate control over yourself. You determine how you think and act, and ultimately what happens to you. It may be challenging depending on your upbringing or factors around you, but nothing is impossible.